Hello everyone. Hi everyone. I hope you all are doing great. Good evening. Good evening everyone. A very happy Mahashivratri to all of you. Hello. 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 Hi everyone. So let's start with the session today. So I hope you all are doing great. My name is Vaishnavi Gaur, and can you not hear me? Can you all let me know if I'm audible? Can you please let me know if I'm audible? Uh, am I audible? Okay, thank you so much for confirming that. Uh, Alright, so this is Vaishnavi Gaur from Guide IAS, and today's session is going to be really informative and really great for everybody who will be appearing for prelims this year. So let me just start by quickly introducing to all of you to the organization. Guide IAS has been working on the mantra chasing dreams for a blissful reality. We we have emerged taking inspiration from the ongoing pandemic, and we wanted to reach out to maximum students out there, so that's why we started this organization. We are at a burning stage, but we are famous for doing Instagram lives with the passionate officers. We also have a program that is called 365 for 365. That is a current affair programs wherein we compile current affairs from various websites and newspapers like the Indian Express, the Hindu, PIB, and other government websites. We also compile the static GK along with that. It costs around 1 rupee per day, which is 365 rupees per year. So you all can subscribe to it, and also we give 65% of the earnings to the needy people. So you can rise by rising others. Along with that, we also have a telegram group in which we provide the study material, so you all can subscribe to it. You can DM us for the link, and we also have a YouTube channel, the link of which is in our bio, so you can go and subscribe to it. So our today's guest is Dr. Akash Sharma sir. Let me just add him quickly. Request. Good evening, sir.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. So I hope you're doing great. So can you hear me? Mm,
Hello.
Hello. Yes, sir. So can you hear me?
Yeah, issue with the network out here, and
Um,
uh, I you should
yeah.
apologize me because I'm staying outside the. I mean, I'm not staying where we get to
So your
something posted.
voice is, I believe, lacking in my. Yes, sir.
Okay. So the last
Yes, sir. Your
voice.
voice is cracking. Yes, sir. Your voice is cracking. You're not audible clearly, sir.
Is it okay now?
Sir, the voice problem is still subsisting.
Okay, I'll just join back. Okay.
All right, sir. Not an issue.
Yeah.
Sir will be joining us back. There is some network problem, so he'll fix that and join us back. Till then, you guys can text us if you want to join our Telegram group. You guys can text us if you want to join our Telegram group, and also you can subscribe to our YouTube channel from the link in our bio. So we hope that helps in preparation. I'll add Sir again. Sir is an online till then. Yeah. I hope my voice is clear. You all can send us your questions in the that question sticker that must be showing up somewhere in your screen, so that we can ask the questions from Sir. I cannot accept the request. Do not send us the request, please. So I have requested Sir to join again. Let us hope. Yes, our YouTube channel is also there, the link of which is in our bio, so you can go and subscribe to our YouTube channel. This is a session which would focus on the 100 days preparation for prelims, and the guest of our session is Dr. Akash Shankar sir. There has been a network issue on his side, so we're trying to fix that, and we've invited sir. You can send us all the questions in the question tag because we might miss it that way. Send us in the question tag so that none of your questions are being missed. And sir isn't able to join. All right, I'll add you, sir. So I've sent you the invite. Please join, sir. Right, so it's perfect now. So good evening, sir. I hope you're doing great. Right. So sir, can you hear me?
Hey, hello, Vaishnavi. Vaishnavi, right?
Right. Yes, sir. My name is Vaishnavi, and so we welcome you on
Yeah,
this
yeah,
platform.
you're
And
audible.
thank you
You're
so
audible.
much.
I think I'm
Okay.
also audible now.
Yes, sir, you're audible now. So, sir, shall we start? Right. So, I'll start by giving a quick introduction of Sir. He's an IAS officer of 2019 batch. He secured 76th rank and he cleared UPSC in his sixth attempt. He's a doctor by profession and IAS by his occupation or by his destiny. Sir hails from Mysore, and Sir, before joining IAS, was a KAS officer. He's worked in the Department of Pre-University Education as Joint Director, and he's also an alumnus of Bangalore Medical College and Research Institute. So it is indeed honor and privilege to have you with us today. And Team Guide IAS extends heartiest welcome to you, sir.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. And happy Mahashivratri to you. Happy Mahashivratri to all the people who are here, all the aspirants, and to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. We wish the same to you. So, sir, I'll start by asking the questions.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, sir, by profession, you're a doctor. So, what was that factor that that made you inclined towards joining IAS, and who was your inspiration throughout?
The thing is that even before joining medical, I had this thought of getting into civil services from before. So,
Okay.
so right after my medical, it wasn't that tough to choose between preparing for PG entrance exam or preparing for civil services. I just dived into this preparation, but without any proper homework or background check. So after that, things fell in line. I had to give those number of attempts and finally clear the exam. And inspiration as such I would say I've always been inclined towards um working there in that service and not restricting myself to one particular profession to see more dynamism as such. So I always felt that there is more to explore in this field. There is more to experiment, more to do, more to learn. So that's what propelled me to start preparing for this exam. Even now, that is the key factor which is acting as a continuous push even while in the field, working in the field. There is more to learn here.
Thank you, sir, for such a wonderful answer. We've researched a little bit and we've got to know that in your first two attempts, you couldn't qualify for prelims. So, what were those things that, according to you, that you lagged at, and how did you overcome them in the subsequent attempts?
Uh, yeah. So in the first two attempts, I could not clear prelims. And as a matter of fact, in my first attempt, when the results came of the prelims exam, I could not even check the result because I did not even know my register number, my roll number of the exams. I was that non-serious. So I would say the factor which led me to not clear the exam was seriousness. Seriousness was lacking back then. So I wouldn't suggest to aspirants that you should fail first and then only you should learn. There's nothing like that. So there are people who have done wonders in their first attempt itself. So everything boils down to how serious you are, how direly you need this. You need to crack this exam. So that's all I can say. It's all about seriousness. I lacked seriousness in the first two attempts, and then from the third attempt on, there was a lot of pressure from the family side, and being a doctor and not earning at all also was kind of had a bearing on my mindset. So I had to get serious and start preparing for this exam in a different way. So that's what I think changed from the third attempt. Third attempt, I cleared prelims and mains, and uh, yeah. So from then on, it was quite comfortable for me. The exam was.
Okay. Uh, Thank you, sir, for this answer. I hope people learn from that. There has been a tendency, like in the prelims for the recent years, the trends have been, it has been changing over the years. So how can one understand the changing pattern of those prelims, and how can one conquer that uncertainty?
Yeah. So it's a very apt question for now. Uh, I'll tell you because from 2010 onwards, UPSC changed the policy wherein they removed optional subjects in prelims. So it all boiled down to just two papers, GS first paper and CSAT the second one. And from 2015 onwards, the policy reversed, wherein all you need to do is score good marks in your first paper, and CSAT also doesn't matter now, though it's a qualifying exam. So it all boils down to just those 100 questions. So 100 questions, and one question, like for instance, my prelim score was 98, and the cutoff marks in 2018 CSE 2018 was 98. So I have scored the exact marks which was needed to crack prelims. So one question wrong, I would not have become an IAS. I would not have gotten that rank that year. So it's quite a dynamic process prelims has become. But ultimately, we should understand that they're trying to filter out filter out only those candidates who are serious enough and those candidates who are who can write answers well, present themselves well in the mains. So, having seen that, what matters is how strong you are at your basics and how sensibly you can apply your mind in the exam. So only that matters now in prelims, and you have to be very very strong in your basics. This is what I have understood.
Right. Thank you, sir, for the answer. I hope it helps people in understanding with not many days left, so they can understand the pattern well and conquer that accordingly. So, since as I said, there are only like around 100 days left for the prelims. So, what should be the main things one keep in his or her mind while preparing, and what should be the strategy they should go about?
Yeah. So June 27th is the day of prelims exam, I guess. Yeah, right? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So roughly 100 days left for the prelims exam. And first things first, I'd like to clarify that to everyone that those who are freshers or those who want to start preparing for this exam now with 100 days to go, and if it's their first attempt, so don't be of an illusion that studying for only these 100 days will give you a rank. Okay, it may help you crack prelims, but you need more in you to crack the exam overall. So these 100 days is basically for fine tuning yourselves, is to revise things, is to get more clarity with respect to the exam. No fresh preparation happens in the last 100 days, not for anyone as such, no matter how intelligent the person is. So 100 days may, all you need to do is go back to your basics, all the NCRTs, revise them once, all the notes that you have made, self-written, handwritten already, revise them once, and the current affairs materials. Back then, 2 years ago, what we used to do was Vision Prelim Special or Insights Prelim Special. That was the one we used to refer to. So, subject wise, so there used to be 10, 11 booklets. Study all of them, and this gives you a firm hold on the current affairs and gives you more confidence. And studying basics will again boost your confidence because you're not missing out on anything. So NCRTs and current affairs, I'd say they're a must at this point. And specifically speaking, please go back also to all the question papers that UPSC has come up with in prelims. It's from 2010. So 2020 se leke 2020 tak 11 exams have happened with the new pattern. Solve all those papers once. You'll get a hang of the standard of the exam of UPSC. Many test series are there. I'd recommend you to take one test series seriously and two for your own safety, maybe for you to feel safer. Two test series maybe, but don't think that any of these test series would match with the standards of UPSC. UPSC has set its own standards. So 2010 se leke 2020 tak 11 UPSC's question papers previous years are a must. So do it once, you'll get a hang of how to choose an answer by intuition, how to apply common sense, how to apply your basic knowledge and all that. So that'll be helpful.
All right. Thank you, sir. So, as you mentioned about the test series, so sir, how many, like you told about the number of test series one should go for. So, what should be the ideal score one should aim at for the prelims, so that the score in prelims is well enough to qualify?
Yeah. So I'll tell you, I used to do this Vision Test Series, 2018 May, and Insights Test Series also. So Vision Test Series, while attending the full length test series, I used to score somewhere around 110, 120 test series itself in the test series. So the standard of questions was moderate enough for you to understand your own level of preparation, And in the final exam also, final prelims exam also, I would say you should target, you should aim at scoring 120, 120, because uh, if you have a leeway of plus or minus 10 marks, you'll end up scoring 110 at least, and anything more than 100 would be safe. Anything more than 110 would put you in the safest place, and you'd be writing the mains for sure, because from what I know, last in the last 3 years the cutoff marks has been 96, 98, somewhere around 100. So except for 2016 CSE 2016, it has never crossed 110. It has always remained more or less than 110. So as of now, with the kind of competition that you've got, aim for 120. It's achievable. It's possible, and you'll end up clearing the exam quite comfortably.
Right. So I hope the aspirants take note of it.
Yeah,
So
Vaishnavi, and
as you
one
said,
more thing. There is this aspirant asking a question as to please tell about CSAT
yes,
strategy.
I was about to come to that
Yeah,
because
yeah.
CSAT happens to be one of the obstacles. So a lot of
True.
people ask us what could be the definite strategy to, qualify
Mm-hmm.
it and
Mm-hmm.
clear it.
Yeah, CSAT basically, see, one thing you have to understand, uh, they are just trying to assess your aptitude, and you need not take it as some IIT JEE wala entrance exam. So
Hmm.
it's just a qualifying exam, and all they ask you for is one third of the marks. That is 66, and to be on the safer side, 70. Take it as 70. So scoring 70 marks out of 200 with the level of the exam they expect is CBSE 10th class. Beat mathematics, beat ability, beat English comprehension, they are expecting NCRT 10th class. So if you're worrying for CSAT a little too much, then it'll just add more to your worry, and you'll not be able to do it. And my suggestion would be that with 100 days to go, keep 1 hour at least, and if you got time, 2 hours every day for CSAT. Solve CSAT questions. There used to be this famous book from Tata McGraw-Hill Publications. So they used to come up with a CSAT book, and even now it is good. It is a good quality standard book. You can solve some questions. Invest at least 1 or 2 hours every day on CSAT, and don't keep it for the last 15 days. Don't keep it for the last week. It is not going to help you. It is aptitude. You should build on your aptitude. It's not built in a day. Okay. So I'd say at least 1 hour from now. And if you want to keep the last week or last 15 days wherein you want to invest more than 2 hours, 3 hours on CSAT, welcome. But start now. At least 1 hour every day.
Right. Thank you, sir, for
And one more
the
thing,
strategy.
sorry
Yeah.
for
No, no.
interrupting. So
No.
keep CSAT, solve CSAT in the afternoon, okay, after your lunch break, because that's the time in the actual exam also. That's the time when you attend the CSAT exam, 2 to 4, post lunch. So you'd be sleepy. Train your mind to be really active in those 2 hours. Afternoon, can't train it in a natural way, in the sense that you work in the afternoon itself for CSAT, 2 to 4. Keep this time for CSAT every day. It's your body's alarm will automatically tune to the necessity.
Right. True, sir. I hope people take note of the strategy and put it into implementation. So as you've mentioned about the current affairs as well, so they're really bulky, be it in terms of the material that we've got to study and also in terms of the marks that they give us. So what, according to you, is the efficient method to prepare for them?
Yeah. Okay. So, current affairs, most of the aspirants ask me a question. One of the constant questions that I get is uh, from when should we consider current affairs as actual current affairs? Is
Yeah.
it from the last, is it from 2021 ka January? Is it from 2020's January? Whatever it is. So it's a constant question. So if you're applying if you're applying your mind, you can grasp this easily. That 2020 prelims. When did it happen? In the month of, I think, October. Last year, COVID was there. Because of
Yeah.
COVID, it happened in the month of October. So take it as from the month of October 2020. That you should not miss out on anything till prelims, because till then question people who set the question papers would have considered things which are
Hmm.
happening around the world. So after that, so to be on the safer side, let's say August या September, August of 2020 से लेके June 2021 तक, so those 10 months का current affairs. So don't leave anything. To be on the safer side, work on it thoroughly. And thoroughly in the sense, there are materials, monthly current affairs ka materials. For instance, Vision used to come up with monthly September current affairs essay. So just take all of it now once and revise it. You would have, if you're a serious aspirant and if you're preparing since the last year, you would have kept in touch with these current affairs issues basically. So just revise them once. It's not so tough. We used to like revise 1 month ka booklet in one day, sitting from morning till evening. So it's not a big deal. It's quite easier, and don't get into the details a little too much. You need to know more things about. You need to know something about everything. Okay.
Right.
So if they're mentioning some island called Togo and what happened in that island, you should be able to relate to something. So some United Nations ka conference hua last year. So just a glimpse of it. Know something about everything. That's the deal breaker here. So when it comes to prelims, now last 10 months ka, as I said, monthly vision ya whatever material it is, monthly current affairs, revise once. And then subject wise also, prelim special ka materials will be released, study them once. So these two things you do and your current affairs would be sorted. And one more last thing. If you have made your own notes, handwritten, since the last year or something, revise them. Your own handwritten notes would be more useful, beneficial, and more of a confidence booster than anything.
Right. Thank you, sir, for such a detailed answer. I hope it helps to all the people who are watching us. So, there was a question that people are not able to sometimes qualify for mains, but they get through the prelims. So, while in these 100 days when people are preparing for prelims, so should their focus be entirely on prelims, or they should also prepare for mains simultaneously?
Yeah, that's also a common question as to when to stop preparing for mains and study only exclusively for prelims. So that would, I would say, from my own experience, 2 months of preparation for prelims exclusively is a must these days, because there are a lot of aspirants there are a lot of candidates there who would have already cleared the exam once or
Hmm.
many times maybe, and they may not be able to crack prelims again. So
Right.
it's getting trickier. The exam has gotten tricky these days, and
Hmm.
exclusive preparation for prelims as such for 2 months at least is a must, I would say. And you can actually continue studying for your optional subject, yeah, ethics, yeah, essay or answer writing for mains. You can continue doing this with 2 months to go for your prelims exam. So that is my take on exclusive
Right.
preparation.
Thank you, sir. I hope it again helps people because the obstacle gets down. So one of the most common questions that I was reading over and over that was coming: how to manage both work and preparation? Is it possible, to both manage both of them together, or one has to leave one thing and then focus on the other?
Yeah, I know that it is tough because see if there are 10 lakh candidates who would be interested in applying for the exam and finally apply for the exam just in 1 year for 1 year, and then as you know that this year I think the total number of seats that they've announced is 700 odd, 712,
Mm.
right?
Yes, around that. Yeah.
700 odd seats, 10 lakh people apply for the exam. And you clearly know that there are lakhs of people who are not working and studying for this exam with complete dedication, exclusively preparing for the exam, not working at all. So if you want to compete with them, and let's say that they are investing 10 to 12 hours a day preparing for the exam, and you while working you get only 5 to 6 hours a day maybe at max.
Mm.
So you want to still feel confident, still feel that you are competent enough, and it's tough. I know it's really challenging, but there are people who have who have crossed this obstacle and cracked the exam. So one such my own batchmate, the officer's name is Kajal Javla. She used to work in a private firm. She has a like 8 9 years of work experience, and never has she quit working while preparing for the exam. And people would want to working professionals who would want to have some insight about how to manage time may go and watch strategy videos from her side. So it's quite inspirational. And and if you're questioning as to what ensured that they cracked the exam was dedication, number one, and consistency. So dedication in the sense that someone investing 5 to 6 hours a day continuously for a year, okay, and
Mm.
let's see someone again who is exclusively preparing for this exam, investing 10 to 12 hours a day, but only for a month. Whenever he has this energy from within, he'll study for
Mm.
1 month and then chill out for the rest of the days. So that's not consistency. That's not focus.
Yeah.
So if you have focus, you got to be dedicated also, and you got to invest at least 5 to 6 hours a day, even while working for this exam, if you want to crack this exam. And I would say it is possible. It's not like impossible. And one thing that you need to do for sure, if you want to be on track with respect to this exam, is to invest at least 2 hours a day, and specifically for current affairs. You read the newspaper, okay? You make your own notes maybe, and you refer to some at least one website wherein you go through the current affairs, daily current affairs also that they put up. This is done. This is more than enough. 2 hours at least. Even on a
Mm.
busiest day, you do this and dedicate 2 hours in a day. Then and you do this for a sustained period of time, then you're bound to crack this exam.
So the consistency and time management is the key to cracking exam
Yeah.
along with the right. So one question that one of the aspirants asked was, is coaching necessary for cracking UPSC?
Uh, so if you are meaning to ask coaching in terms of coaching classes which we attend,
Yes,
uh,
sir, in terms of coaching
yeah,
classes.
yeah, like the coaching classes, like the ones in Delhi, I would say things have changed today. 10 years ago, or like 15 years ago, people were when candidates were preparing for the exam, there were only a few coaching institutes and there were only a few centers in this country wherein aspirants would have to visit, go attend classes, and then only then that they can crack the exam. But today the world has become smaller and smarter, I would say. So there are n number of websites. So there are online classes. And even a test series, you need not go out of your room. You can take it from wherever you sit, be it prelims ka or be it for mains. You can sit anywhere, write the exam, have it corrected, have it assessed, and the world has become that simpler and smaller today. So I wouldn't suggest people to go to Delhi or Hyderabad only and only then that they can crack this exam. No, that's a myth today. 10 years ago, maybe it was needed to get that kind of exposure, but today it's a myth, complete myth. And all the coaching classes also, they are offering online classes these days. So sitting anywhere, if you're serious enough, you'll definitely do it. So even after, see, I was also in Delhi for 8-9 months back in 2013 and 14. But I realized that it's more of your own efforts and self study which matters here. So after I came back from Delhi, I never turned back at the coaching classes in Delhi. But I used to take test series. I used to write test series, both prelims and mains ka, in Insights Institute in Bangalore. So sitting at home, if I don't understand concepts of economy, open YouTube channel Mrinal ka. Mrinal Thakur's classes were so useful, and I watched all the 116 videos of Mrinal, made notes, and never that I was concerned about economy anymore. So thanks to YouTube, thanks to Mrinal, and thanks to the internet, which made life simpler for me. So that's how it is now, and it's not compulsory that you go to Delhi, and you have to understand that why are people going to Delhi. So I'll tell you, the one thing is kind of exposure that we get. There are lakhs of aspirants who are there, and go to a chai wala shop, you find a lot of people standing there and talking about the exam. So you get awareness of the exam. So they'll be talking about things like Isal, the number of seats is this. So you get to know. You need not, matlab, there's no pressure on you to go to the website and check on these details by yourself. You get to know things easily. Art and culture का ऐसा नया book आया है, so you'll get to know. Otherwise, you may not. So
Yeah.
that was the factor because of which people used to prefer Delhi. The kind of exposure, the friend circle, and all that. Today, I don't think it matters anymore.
Alright. So I hope it clarifies the query of the aspirants asking it. There were many questions in same lines. So lastly, so is there any piece of advice that you would like to give to aspirants watching us today?
Uh, yeah, and I've been seeing questions also. And sorry for the aspirants
Mhm.
if we have missed any questions, but I think I've answered most of the concerns and doubts. So if I have to wind up telling things specific about prelims, so one piece of advice from my side would be that see, you should understand that prelims is just an exam to qualify to write the main exam, and main exam, as their name suggests, is the main part of the exam. So this exam is not the main part of the exam, and we freak out thinking that it will be tough and it's tough to crack and everything, and this makes us kind of fragile. So
Mhm.
give only that much of importance which the exam deserves, and the which and something which the exam expects out of you. So mains exam is something which expects more seriousness. So be more serious with respect to mains, and be more alert and sensible when it comes to prelims. So prelims is all about applying common sense, is about intuition. So all you need to work on for the coming days is to choose the right answer among the four.
Mhm.
And at times, all four may appear to be the correct answer. And at times, all four may be relevant and related to the question. But you are finding the most accurate answer out of the four, and most most of it that you got to apply here is your intuition and sense, common sense. So work on it. It's like a puzzle that you're solving. Take it as a sport. Take it as a game. Otherwise, it'll just scare you, and when you're afraid, you can't do anything. So that's one piece of advice that I would like to give. And last few days, some of the musts that you need to do: revise all the NCRTs and do all the previous papers from 2010 UPSC Prelims ka, and then solve at least one test series, full length question papers, especially. Do prelim special materials. At least read them once. I'd suggest read them twice, and then revise all the current affairs materials that you have gathered, collected since the last August. So these are the musts that you need to do, and you can do it easily. There are like 100 days left. If you want to do your optional, complete some sections of it, do it. You still have a month more. And if you are a fresher, don't get bogged down. If you've applied for the exam and want to write this exam, yes, go for it. Go all out for the exam, and it's not an impossible task. So show seriousness, and it is possible. You can easily crack this exam.
Right. Thank you, sir. With this, we come to an end of this session. It was indeed a great session, sir. I hope people watching us out there they get inspired to
Thank
even
you.
work harder. So thank you so much for taking out time and answering all the concerns of the aspirants. So as it has been said that man who moves a mountain begins by carrying away small stones. So we hope we give you enough inputs that you all can qualify prelims. And thank you so much, sir, for taking out time. And thank you everyone for joining us.
Thank you. Thanks for this opportunity, and I hope this helped the aspirants, and all the best for all the aspirants. And show seriousness, and this exam is yours. You can crack it. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone. Have a great day. Bye bye.